welcome to Connections for Life, your weekly gas utility update show.
Yes, I'm on the screen, Chad.
No, I just picking my nose.
Sorry, Ted. I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just ridiculous. Go ahead.
It's priceless. This is what we're doing. I'm tpeet, though.
I'm Chad Cuvo.
And I'm still Joe Serrett.
Still. So this week here, we've got a special episode for you. We kind of changed our format up last week, but again, we're throwing another curveball at you. Joe, why don't you take it over?
Yeah, kind of. We did this last week or a week before, one of the weeks.
We're all blurring together like the rest of the days.
In lieu of the UPSCO updates, just really quickly, as far as UPSCO goes, everything's the same. I know we haven't said that in a while, but we're still moving along. Orders are still going out. We're all still working.
Put your orders in.
Put your orders in, right? We're slowly starting to get back out in the world. I know a few of us have taken some day trips here and there, so hopefully that's a sign of seeing things to come. In the meantime, we put together a show with Josh. Wow, really? James.
Wow.
Coffee with Jim and James. Who's Josh? I'm losing.
Don't worry, I'll whack that out there for you.
No, you won't. You'll leave it in there.
Right,
so Coffee with Jim and James. We did a mashup show. I believe it's coming out.
Probably Sunday or Monday. We'll put it out.
Sunday or Monday we'll post it. It's just all of us kind of collectively getting together and having a conversation about what's going on now in the industry and how our industry and what we do in the industry is different than them. So it's really
how
neat.
We got in here.
Yeah,
it was cool.
How we all ended up here.
conversation.
So it was kind of neat. Hopefully you guys find some entertainment out of that. We also introduced Ken Eldred last week as the UPSCO profile. What would we call it? UPSCO employee
profile.
We skipped that this week just again because we launched something else. So we're doing something with Coffee with Jim and James, Jim Shower and James Cross, and from EWN. I want to mention.
But it will come back.
Yes.
Yeah, and it will come back. So next week we're going to be doing it with Sean Guido. He's our data integrity manager, I believe, at UPSCO.
And he is also wicked good at Battle Axe.
Yeah, and I've known Sean. Sean actually was one of the people that hired me when I started, so he's been around a long time. So we're really happy to have Sean come on board. So that's pretty much it for this week. I know we have a pretty interesting, cool guest this week, Chad or Ted, if you guys want to talk about that.
No, we do. We've got some of our one of our principals, as we call them, that are joining us on the show from Vanade again, MBW. Machine Builders of Wisconsin. We have the director of sales for them, Rick Gramoll. He's been with the organization 7 years. And we have the utility national sales manager, David Koepsell, who's been with the organization around 4 years. And we travel a lot with Dave. And then when we go out and we train at MBW out in Milwaukee, we see Rick and we see the team out there and stuff like that.
We used to see Rick. Rick used to have Dave's job.
Yeah.
So our relationships, like Joe and mine, that formed with MBW were actually pretty much formed to start with Rick. So
yeah, we worked with Rick like you guys do with Dave. So that's kind of how we all started out with Rick. So we're happy to have him. He's a great guy. Like Ted said, he just celebrated 7 years.
Lots of fun
at MBW.
Both of them have little babies and a lot going on.
And Rick's got a wicked cool Frenchie, and him and I talk about it, I think, in the interview because I got a Frenchie as well. So this is going to be great. But, hey, we want to welcome to the show Rick and Dave from MBW. And welcome to the show, Rick and Dave from MBW.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. How's Wisconsin treating you?
Well, it's sunny finally. It's been raining the past few days, so
it does look nice. It does look nice in the background. So, Rick, why don't you tell us a little bit about MBW?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a family-owned company, started in 1967, and basically started making construction equipment. So plates and rammers designed for just ground compaction. And then about 35 years ago or so, they started getting into the concrete portion of the industry. So at this point in time, we're about 50-50 compaction and concrete. And then about 17 or so years ago, we actually started our utility division, which is products that are specific to the natural gas industry.
Sure. And we'll talk, I'm sure we'll talk about those. Yeah, 17 years.
I didn't know that. So
me neither. That's a good tidbit. I like it. Go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
Is there going to be a quiz at the end?
And no, so pencil. You better fill it out.
So Rick, I know you kind of touched on it. Since you guys came into the natural gas industry, I guess what specifically brought you guys into the natural gas industry, and what type of markets are you targeting within this sector?
Yeah, it's a great question, Joe. So it's kind of actually a little bit of a collaboration, if you will. So we have a subsidiary over in the UK, and they had a good portion of kind of getting us into the industry. But actually, your fearless leader, Dan Pajak, had a huge portion of it as well. He met up with Andy, who is one of the owners, back when Andy was in his spry days and was running.
Wait a minute, he's younger than I am.
Yeah,
That's right.
He looks younger than me.
Yeah, Dan started kind of showing Andy the ropes a bit and helped with making some connections throughout the industry. So it's just kind of ballooned upon that. And that's kind of helped us not only get a better footprint within the utility world, because we really do focus on natural gas utilities and natural gas utility contractors. So mainly on the distribution side, as you guys do, obviously.
Sure.
But we also have gotten more connections with utilities directly, which has helped us to kind of, expand upon our line and really kind of become one of the experts as far as natural gas extraction.
Connections
Yeah,
for
you ain't-
life. It's perfect.
Yeah,
I love
you said-
connections. I love
And
it.
you said connections a lot. We get happy
Yeah.
when people say connections a lot. It should be like some giveaway thing. So
We gotta have a little bell that goes off.
it's a good
Ding,
one.
ding.
So Dave, we'll get you involved here a little bit, buddy. Why don't you tell us a couple of those products? I know you have a lot. You have rammers and things like that. But what are some of the products that MBW has that are more specific to the gas utility industry and our listeners or our followers?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the products that we have is a pneumatic soil pick, which is a tool that will basically expose any buried utilities underground. It hooks up to an air compressor and speeds that air up to Mach 2 speeds and pulverizes the soils and does not harm any solid objects in the ground. So any type of pipe, tree roots, you name it, it doesn't harm.
Tracer wire,
Oh, there he goes.
tracer
Yes.
wires, any of that stuff, right?
Correct, correct. It will not.
Wasn't a full freeze.
Awesome.
And then the other tools that we have is we have a pneumatic pole tamper. We named it the Ergo Tamp because we've reduced the hand-arm vibration within that tool by 70%. So you literally could run this product with one hand if you wanted, with full
100%.
operation control. And Ted knows that probably just like
Me
everybody.
too. It's my favorite. My favorite tool to demo typically. But go ahead, next one.
Even I can use
Yeah.
it.
And that's surprising that Joe can do it.
Agreed.
And then another one of the tools that Rick was talking about a little bit at the tail end of when he was just speaking is the vapor extraction unit. Now, what this tool is designed to do is to extract natural gas from underneath the surface in a safe manner. And what you can do is you can respond to emergency leaks, you can pinpoint gas leaks, and also remove residual gas as fast as possible within the industry. And then also what it does while it's extracting the gas is monitoring the LEL levels that are being emitted into atmosphere. So it's giving you a live read of what's really going on within the vapor extraction unit itself.
Yeah, Dave, great conversation there. I think one of the things that's most important, and we'll focus, I think, specifically on the vapor extraction primarily, is it's a great tool, but one of the most important things is the training and having the understanding of how to operate that. I think we spend a lot of time with you understanding and training our customers. I think let's talk about really what we do or what you do collectively with UPSCO and all the other distribution partners as to how do you keep your customers up to speed on the training and making sure that they're using the tool properly.
Well, typically once or twice a year, we'll have a MBW sales school where we fly all of our distributors into Slinger, Wisconsin, and we do a full-on, hands-on, and classroom setting training where the guys can actually run the vapor extraction unit. They can get their hands on a pole tamper. They can get their hands on the soil pick, and they can do live demos with the factory people at MBW and myself, and also learn the sales pitches and whatever else we need to help them become more knowledgeable about the products when they're in front of the customers. And another thing that we do is with the vapor extraction unit itself is we go around and, we do refresher trainings. We also offer just beginning trainings, VEU 101 basically, where we'll come out to you know, a utility that just bought a vapor extraction unit, and we'll get hands-on with them, training them, getting them up to speed, how to start, run it, set it up, and then also do a classroom session where we kind of do the X's and O's of the theory behind the vapor extraction unit itself.
Perfect.
It's awesome. I guess Rick, I'll turn it to you a little bit, but kind of staying on some of the things that Dave hit on, and talking about that training, and I've been through it. It's a pretty amazing course what you guys do for the week and everything, and I want to come back to it soon whenever we can travel again. But would you guys accept customers into something like that, into that, or would you have a smaller, shorter version that you could do out on site for somebody of that sort of thing?
Yeah, certainly. Customers are certainly welcome. Utility guys are certainly welcome to come up and kind of go through a training procedure and process. And then obviously on site, we've done stuff as well, kind of demo days and things like that, where we can kind of go through and not only just use the tools, but kind of go through the theory behind it as well. Because like Dave said, it's, you know, the vapor extraction unit, even though it's been in the industry for well over a decade, it's still to some companies is brand new technology. So the important thing is kind of running people through not only just how it works, but what the unit itself is doing. Because once you understand how it works and what it's doing, it's a lot easier to kind of make sure the process is working and you're getting the results that you need to get. But even beyond that, I mean, even just the safety aspects of what that brings to the table. You know, we have, when there's situations out in the field where there's massive gas leaks, they may have dozens of these units out running nonstop just to make sure they're safely extracting this natural gas from the ground.
Rick, I don't want to cut you off, but you brought something up really good there. There was actually a story that was on the news last year, I think it was, and I think you and Dave were probably both involved with it somewhere in Texas. If you could just talk about that, it'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was Georgetown, Texas, I believe, was the city. And I want to say they had, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, they had like 13 VEUs out there. Is that right?
In Georgetown, they actually had 38 VEUs on site where they had brought units in from all different locations and brought it to that gas leak.
Yeah, so that kind of goes to show, I mean, you know, these are this equipment that we offer, not only like for the soil pick and the ErgoTamp is designed for safety and ergonomics, but the VEU is really kind of an emergency response tool, because when customers need it, they need to have it and need to know how to use it. And that's why Dave has done such a great job, and you guys as well, helping coordinate these trainings, because just as you know, with utilities and how some of the guys move to different departments and get promoted and retire and things like that.
Yeah.
It's crucial that people, you know, stay up to speed on how to operate these pieces of equipment, because if you do have a gas leak, it's at 1 in the morning and you don't have anybody that knows how to use it, then Dave's getting a call at 1 in the morning.
Well, that's
From one of us.
so true.
Yeah.
Like, I really can't say enough about that VEU. And one of the things that Dave and I have on several of the demos that we've gone out and given on the VEU, that we use it for more of a leak locator as well. While it is a vapor extraction unit, it also helps identify leaks in the ground and can pinpoint locate them. So it makes the crew so much more efficient. That's what some of my customers love most about that product. Yeah, that's you know, it's such a great tool. So you guys keep doing what you're doing with that. And thank you guys for coming on the show today. I mean, telling us a little bit about MBW, going over how you transitioned from compaction and construction into the gas utility market.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys would like to get out there to the viewers? We're starting to get some subscribers now and stuff. So
yeah, we have like 7.
MBW would want to get out there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, like I said, you know, some of the collaborations that we've done with utilities, the VEU is actually an Atmos Energy concept and idea. And we partnered with them on the manufacturing of that. So when we start looking at tools, we definitely look to some of our customers to not only help with ideas, but even help with some of the testing. So if there's any utilities out there that are interested or they have a problem and a piece of equipment conceptually can solve it, definitely let us know. We're always here to help, and we're going to continue to provide pieces of equipment that's going to be specific and definitely useful for the natural gas industry.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I just want to say thanks. You you know, this is a unique time, obviously, and we're just really happy to be able to see friendly faces and share some time together. So we really do appreciate you coming on. I love you guys both.
Absolutely.
And we hopefully will be sharing some cocktails soon. So thanks again for everything.
Thanks for coming on the show,
Hey guys, love you. Take care.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Talk to you later. Bye.
And Dave and Rick, that was so great having you guys on the show. We have a blast anytime we get to shoot the breeze with you guys. We really appreciate you guys. We're now at the UPSCO industry update. With that said, I want to share that next week, June 2nd through the 5th, the NGA, the Northeast Gas Association's annual gas operations school is going to be held. I know I've pretty much shared that every week, but the virtual event is ready to go and registration's currently underway. Other than that, how about you, Joe? What do you got?
Nothing really too crazy. You know, I try to scour the internet and find cool stuff, and there's all kinds of things that we can talk about, but just a couple of things that I thought were really interesting. Especially on LinkedIn, I walk around or I navigate around in there and I see all of the gas utilities, and they've been doing a lot of postings about like their employees and the people that work for them and their families. And they're just really cool stories and endearing things to read. There's so much, you know, rhetoric around all the bad things that are happening, that just trying to focus on some of the good stuff. And some of those gas utilities like UGI, National Fuel, Huntsville Utilities in Alabama, they all put out some really kind of like awesome, heartwarming things about their employees that I just think take a chance to take a look at and, you know, watch. The only other thing I really had is I just happened to be poking around this morning. It looks like New Jersey Natural and New Jersey Resources is looking for an IT disaster recovery coordinator. So they posted a position online. So anybody that might be looking for an IT job out there, it's online on LinkedIn. Check it out. So that's pretty much it for me. I know, Chado, you had a few things, bud.
It certainly wasn't applying for the disaster coordinator job. Mine's a simple one. Still going on. Super excited. Supposedly the Appalachian Gas Measurement Short Course, the week of August 2nd. Looks like it's still a go. Super excited. Hoping to bring the show on the road and maybe set up at a local establishment, or maybe even in the show and do some live interviews or something. I don't know. Just have some fun with it. I know it sounds a little ridiculous, but that's
yeah. We're looking for some creative ways to kind of bring this show once we're able to actually move outside of these, you know, our four walls and go out and actually, you know,
do stuff.
I guess congregate again. We could, we thought maybe it would be cool to do some, like, you know, short little videos of kind of like experiences at the shows. So
we'll figure out something that's going to be entertaining. We're kind of it's kind of one of the things we're good at, especially when we get to be like in person.
If we're together, yeah, that's even better. Yeah. Where are we entertaining?
What's the company core value? We're better together.
Yes, we are.
Yes. Other than that, Joe, what do we got?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a little preview of the next episode. It's going to be Chris Tomei from Rhino. Chris has been in the, and Joe's wearing the shirt.
Shameless plug.
He's been in the industry for quite a while now. They have an amazing marketing department. They put out some awesome freaking videos. Just really cool stuff. Some really cool clothes, some stuff like that. And just really tried to be innovators in our industry in a spot that's really not that exciting, which is brightly colored plastic.
It's pretty cool.
Parts. So
they
really
do make
excited to have them on. Really excited to have them on next week. Other than that, I don't have much else. Anybody have anything else?
I think we can wrap it up. I just want to say again, thank you to everybody that's made all of this possible to UPSCO, you know, and letting us, you know, kind of have our creative license and do this. And to all the people that have reached out, the outpouring from people has been incredible. We have some guests coming on that probably would have never have talked to us if we weren't doing this show. So we're just
coming up.
Feel really blessed and excited that we have this opportunity, and we're hoping that you guys find value in it. We don't get too many comments. We'd love them. Anything, please, you know, pick on us. Tell us what we need to do, change things. Talk about how my light in my room goes from cold or bright to dark every time I'm on
to get a haircut.
So
we could talk about how I was in a hotel room and then I'm back. Comments. Give us something there.
So just with all that said, thank you guys from the bottoms of our hearts. We really do appreciate it. We feel so lucky to be able to do this, and that we actually have people that want to tune in and listen to us three talk. So thanks, and until next week,
stay safe.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, guys.